A San Diego mother says she was hospitalized after the pharmacy gave her the wrong dosage of her prescription. We've discovered that she's not alone. There are hundreds of citations across the state for making a medication error, but those are only the cases that the state knows about, and there could be many more.
He's the most amazing thing that happened to us.
After years of trying, followed by a difficult pregnancy, in late 2016, Maria Rique and her husband met their miracle son, Daniel Alejandro. But due to health concerns, Daniel was delivered early at 31 weeks. He weighed only 3 pounds.
When I gave birth, the doctor told me, don't worry, you're not gonna even see the baby because a team of doctors are waiting for him in the NICU.
Maria had preeclampsia, and her blood pressure was dangerously high for her and the baby.
The baby can die, or I can go into coma, and then the baby can live. So it's either or.
The decision was easy. Treat mother and baby separately. Deliver the baby early. The two survived delivery, but Maria's blood pressure was still elevated. The doctor prescribed her a blood pressure medication. They filled it at a CVS down the street from the hospital. A day later, she was feeling worse.
I was in the NICU with my baby, and then I completely black out.
Maria says her blood pressure skyrocketed to life-threatening levels. Maria had the right medication, but says the pharmacy gave her the wrong dosage. Instead of the 400 milligram pill she says the doctor prescribed, she got 100 milligram, a fourth of what she needed to be there for her son.
Did you ever think that a pharmacy would make a mistake like that?
I've never thought of that before.
It's not something that is uncommon. I just think it's not often reported.
Brandon Smith is Maria's lawyer. He's not wrong. We checked. Team 10 spent weeks sifting through disciplinary and enforcement actions taken against pharmacists and pharmacies. We discovered the California Board of Pharmacy issues hundreds of citations to pharmacists each year for dispensing errors. But those errors are only what the state knows about. In California, pharmacies are not required to report a dispensing error.
We think that their time is better spent really focusing on what led to the error and to correct the error and to train around the error so it doesn't reoccur, making the marketplace safer.
Virginia Harold is the executive officer at the California State Board of Pharmacy. She's been with the board for nearly 3 decades. Harold says the board relies on consumer complaints and court settlements to identify wrongdoings. It can and does investigate and discipline. She tells me pharmacies are required to keep records of all dispensing errors. After a mistake, the pharmacy must initiate a quality assurance review. They're required to keep that record for a year.
We strongly believe that pharmacists do not deliberately make errors. If they do, that would be a formal disciplinary matter and we would move very quickly to remove them from practice.
In a statement, a spokesperson for CVS tells Team 10 prescription errors are a very rare occurrence. But if one happens, they determine what happened in order to prevent it from occurring again. They've apologized to the Gamboa family regarding this incident.
Do you think about it now, every time you fill a prescription?
Of course, every time.
Maria recovered, but says her breast milk supply suddenly stopped as a result. Daniel was too young for formula. They had to rely on donor milk to keep him alive. He's a little bigger now, but Maria says she's still haunted by the thought she could have missed his smiles, his laughs, his first steps.
After everything, after all that happened, leave him without his mom? I mean, just by thinking of that, it gets me worse.
You are your biggest advocate in the pharmacy. Take advantage of the pharmacy consultation. In California, it's mandatory. Check the label. Make sure the pill that you're about to take matches what's written on that label. Don't be in a rush. Make sure to take your time. If there is an error, the pharmacy board does want to know about it. Adam Rakusin, Team 10.